Hansa, who knew much about Ralf Rangnick before he was linked with Manchester United. Not many, me included. So let's see what United fans can expect from him as interim coach. The first thing I want to look at is what formation Rangnick will potentially bring to United. A lot has been made of the 4-2-2-2 formation we could potentially see, but he has employed a number of other systems throughout his career, and he will go with a system that suits the playing staff he has. But whatever the system will be, it's the philosophy and playing style that will be consistent, which is what we were missing throughout Ollie's tenure, in my opinion of course. Moving on to Rangnick's philosophy, he bases this around 5 different situations that decide football matches. Clear idea of how do we want to play if we have the ball. What do we want to do if the other team has the ball? Transition, what happens when we lose the ball and what happens when we win the ball? And set pieces. In stating this, he provided an interesting stat that 30% of goals are scored after a set piece is taken. But it's the transition part of these 5 that Rangnick is most famous for. If you hadn't heard the phrase gegenpressing before Rangnick's link to United, you certainly have now. Simply, it's an intense style of football that sees a team press high when out of possession in order to win the ball back as soon as they lose it. But to be clear, regardless of what you've heard or read, Rangnick is not the inventor of gegenpressing, but more the introducer of it to German football. But gegenpressing is only a philosophy, so how does Rangnick specifically apply this to his sides? Starting with transition without the ball, Rangnick's approach is, once his side give the ball away, they have 8 seconds to win the ball back. You can imagine the intensity and effort that this requires, and is miles away from where we are at the moment. Transition with the ball is a continuation of transition without the ball. Rangnick says it's not just about pressing and where to press, but the intensity and aggression in which it is done, with Rangnick believing that the intensity and tempo that is put into a press will carry through into the counter-attack when the ball is won. Meaning, the more intense the press is, the greater the chance of creating from this. Rangnick has his 8-second rule to win the ball back, and his 10-second rule to create a chance after the ball is won back. In the 18-19 season, when Rangnick was in charge of RB Leipzig, they scored 75 goals that season, with more than 60% scored after winning the ball back 10 seconds before. This stat reinforces the rewards to be gained from an intense high press and subsequent counter-attacks. In terms of how this will fit in at United, there are potential issues Rangnick could encounter. The first being the fitness of the side. The players are fit, but I doubt fit enough to sustain the style of play Rangnick employs. We have seen at Leeds that new signings don't play for at least a month after they sign, because they need to build the fitness levels required to play in Bielsa's side. The next big issue is, due to United's lack of identity and style of play for many seasons, this group haven't really operated as a cohesive unit. From the Tottenham 6-1, it's been the back 4 with McTominay and Fred in front to keep the clean sheet and 4 attackers to win us the game. Therefore, have the United players got the tactical discipline and ability to execute a highly synchronised style of play? It's a style that has big rewards, but if 1 or 2 slack off the press, the numbers that will be committed will leave United wide open to the opposition's transition. The devil's verdict is, Rangnick is not a decorated coach, but I like him to Bielsa in terms of his influence on coaches that have gone on to be much more successful than them. Without doubt, we will see a team with a clear identity and tactical approach. Whether this translates into results is another show. But the overriding benefit is that he will either get those laggers up to scratch or separate the wheat from the chaff. That can only be a benefit to whoever the next permanent manager will be. Thank you for watching, and please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.